Shut up! Shut up!
This is not it.
Why the fuck are you against the wall? What the fuck are those steps? It looks like a goddamn elephant.
Can you lean with them so I can fucking see it?
Move over, Evan. It's awful.
Stupid!
When I say A, you know to go.
Eric, I'll punch you.
Shut up.
Yep, unfortunately it's out of my control. Get this out of my hand before I break it. That looks beautiful.
There's no typical Blue 13 show.
We gotta go.
But in terms of describing what a typical Blue 13 show is,
A typical Blue 13 show is not typical.
Lots of color, lots of energy.
Cool, different, unique.
It's like walking into another world.
it's nuts, it's crazy.
I think there's not a single piece of choreography I've done with her that is under 8 minutes. And 8 minutes is not a lot in the real world, but 8 minutes of intense cardio performing on stage is a lot of dancing.
There's days where it's hard and I go home and like I'm sore and like I can't get it. And it's frustrating because I'm not as good at certain things as the other dancers out there. That's why I do this, because I go home and at least I'm challenged and I know I'm becoming a better dancer. Like I know it.
Older audiences, it varies because I think they're used to seeing the cookie cutter Bollywood, and anything that's not cookie cutter Bollywood or Bhangra is kind of like rubbish.
There's something for everyone. There's Bollywood music that some of my friends recognize, or there's hot girls that some of my guy friends like to watch.
You have to mean it. You have to fucking want to be an artist. You have to have a passion for it, and you have to want to dance. A good dancer isn't afraid to go to the floor, to fly up into the air, can take risks. But a great performer goes way beyond that, and that's obviously what I look for and what I want.
Most of the feedback I get from outside audiences is just that they love what we do and that they've never seen anything like what we do.
Our show coming up this summer, I think no one knows what to expect, and that's what's so great about it. It's all original music, it's an all original story.
Finally do for the first time a new dance theater show that was completely original. There's 3 of us little kids, Arun, Corey, and myself. We kind of go through this weird, we all go to sleep, and somehow the 3 of us in our separate bedrooms in the neighborhood, something happens to us and all 3 of our dreams collide. And we find ourselves in this crazy dreamland. All these crazy characters come out of this big giant storybook. They're playing with all these beautiful characters. There's one beautiful blue dancer that represents all the goodness in the world and the happiness and the purity. And then the kids, they kind of start fighting. So when the 3 kids, Arun and Corey and I, when we start fighting, all the characters are panicking, like, oh no, stop, don't do it. And suddenly, over from stage right is the nightmare, and she enters, and it's just a wash of darkness and black that just washes from stage right to stage left like this, and sucks all of the color out of the world, and sucks all of the happiness and the radiance out of the world, and pulls on these characters and turns them into these zombies, and everybody kind of dies, and she kind of takes over this whole world. So she kidnaps one of the characters. The other 2 have to fight to save her. They have to go back and recruit their friends. They have to save the whole dream world. Whew, that's what Kale's about. And it's exhausting, and that's why I'm so sweaty. Then,
You need stuffed animals.
I need stuffed animals, all of them. This scene, after this blackout, the 3 kids are you just see us like, we're acting like we just fell out of the portal, so the portal is now facing the audience, but it's on the 2nd level, right in the center. And then, this is the character Dreamland dance. We need the 3 blind mice with sunglasses, a basket for Rashi. I need, we have Tinkerbell, she has her own wings, but just right wings outfit. This is important because we're gonna need everyone backstage to help the nightmare that's entering from stage left. Then, that's stupid. Somebody put that down to Roger. Can we make hoops that pull out of the portal to make it on stretchy fabric so it looks like Donnie Darko? What was I just gonna say?
Just for before we get into character, just for step reasons, ready? It's 1 and 2.
But it's not your this stuff. It's piercing through something. Small and big. It is wave, drop, okay?
So the whole beginning, don't go on that same count, but you know when to go for the breath now? For you guys to do your whole unison. This guy did. What I'm saying there is this part is like that. It's like this. So everything that you're doing it should feel like you're shaking. Remember, I keep saying it, all the breath and light and love and happiness and laughter, everything is sucked out of your bodies and out of the world.
My biggest fear about the show coming up is that we started rehearsing for it a lot later than we have for the last two, that May, June, July, August, 4 months, only to put together a full production to this scale. The year before that was 6, and the year before that was 8 months. So I think that's my biggest fear, is that we've got a lot to do.
7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, run and jump, spiders. Thank you. But the last one, that's good.
I should be happy and like thankful every 5 minutes that all I get to do is dance, and most other dancers, almost all dancers, probably like 99% of dancers that I know have to have, you know, at least one other job, or a complete 9-to-5 day job, or 3 other jobs like I used to have in New York in order to sustain. It's a lot of fucking work. It's just one thing after the other, you know, in dealing with my own personal life and medical bills and blah, blah, blah. It's just a lot to take, so.
And I remember exactly this day. I was at the Santa Monica Dance Studio, walking out with one of my dancers, Carrie, and I was like feeling tingling, like my feet were asleep. I was like, oh my God, it must be getting old and getting poor circulation in my feet. She was like, yeah, me too. I feel like weird circulation. So I was like, oh, we both feel it. Then this tingling in my feet started getting worse. 3 weeks later, it's gone up to my knee. You know, another week later, the tingling is on both my legs, all the way up my thighs. It's up to my waist, my entire pelvis, my butt, everything was tingling and asleep. Dr. Chad goes out of town, and then he calls me, and I was in here, in this room, in my apartment, by myself. He calls me, and I said hello to him, and he was like, so I just want to call and tell you that you got that MRI, and I'm sorry to tell you that the signs indicate that you have multiple sclerosis. I was like, what? Multiple sclerosis? I was like, this is a chinta. It's an injection now. I have to do it every day instead of every 3 days, but I don't feel those disgusting, awful chemo side effects anymore, so it sucks. I mean, I have to inject myself every day, but I would rather inject myself every day and not have any symptoms, which I haven't had in a long time. Let me find wood. I haven't had them in a long time. Maybe a little tingling here and there once in a while, but I get muscle spasms a little bit, mainly my right leg, and but I control it pretty well. I just get tired, you know. It's a little disheartening sometimes. I don't know why the good versus evil thing happens. It's not a conscious thing. I guess those are the stories I guess I gravitate towards. These big obstacles that are dark and terrifying to overcome. There's always some kind of childlike thing to them. It becomes exciting for me to work in that way, because I love to create those really awful, dark pieces that are so sad and scary. And then I love to see that good triumph over at the end, and that kind of hope come through at the end. Everything with Blue 13 sort of evolved into this real company that people want to go watch. And I think a lot of that comes from, on a kind of a subconscious level, from losing my sister. She was the one who was like, you know, quit your stupid day job, you're married now, like you're done with all the planning of your wedding, now it's time to jump back into what you love, like go teach your Bollywood classes. That just like, it changed my whole world. It was like in a movie where everything just kind of crumbles down into like this, into the black abyss for a long time. The gift from all of that darkness was being able to create all of this beautiful work. I didn't even realize in Khel, you know, like that blue character that's Erin is really, Jyoti is really like based on my sister. In the show she dies and then comes back as this kind of apparition to offer, you know, some good advice at the end. That's kind of how I feel with Jyoti, and she's kind of like the reason behind Booth 13 and all the shows, and I get always like a little sentimental and choked up backstage before each show, just wishing that she was there to see it.
Even though, you know, in the past couple of years from the summer, I feel like we've had maybe less done at this point. I feel like I started much later in the beginning of the choreography just because Blue 13 had so much more going on this year. We have a chunk done, but I'm like just feeling a little stressed out about, you know, how much there is left to do. And, you know, it's a bigger, even though we're only doing a one-night show, we're doing it so much bigger now. We have such a bigger following, and, you know, just doing all original music this year, and it's just a lot to take on.
She rolled up, but then again, I got lost on the next part where you're supposed to grab her and throw her. And your leg also can like kick and cross and slash, like ripping at her face.
Good, beat the shit out of her. I'm not angry, I'm just really frustrated right now because I've been in rehearsal since 7 o'clock and I get this phone call waiting for Monique that she's been sitting in Venice this whole time. Make sure you have all of your details, we know what your responsibilities are and what I expect from you for this production, and then you can get me your contract and we'll go from there.
Everyone, I have an announcement that I think some of you know this, but our set designer quit the day before yesterday, and their show is next week, which is a fucking nightmare. But it happened, so we're kind of struggling with that right now. If anyone has any leads on prop people or things like books or, you know, rocking chairs or any like fun things that we can kind of use for the space, then tell me. See, that shouldn't happen. You should be trying 7, 8, 1, 2, 3. Can you cut the music? Is anyone on a walkie-talkie over here? That was alright. I know, it was fast, right? For everybody, it was not too fast.
On the stairs and like.
Hi, I want to go run some numbers, so.
Okay.
finale, please? Say MERDE. Don't say the GL. Don't say the GL.
What's it called?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your 10-minute call. I like being in the middle of everything. I'm right here. I just wanted to say thank you to everybody because I know we're always fucking around and laughing or I'm yelling at you, but I'm really thankful to have all of you in this cast and the show is really great. So just have so much fun when you're out there. Who cares about messing up? I don't. Doing anything. Just take one deep breath together so we can actually like be on the same planet. Thanks guys. Have a great show, Mary.
MERDE to you.
MERDE
to you. MERDE to you.
One of the exciting things about performance on stage is that as much as you rehearse it, as much as it's choreographed, there's always that element of what's going to happen.
I'm not really sure what happens in the end, but I think we wake up and I think all is well again.